Thank you very much for the turnout today. It's a wonderful sunny day, and we shouldn't have to be here standing and still putting our case after 30 odd years. And for the sake of some of these youngsters in the audience today, I just want to tell them briefly a couple of things that happened. We were tried in that courthouse over there, and on the morning of the trial, our barristers came into the holding cell and they said, listen, we've done a deal. You're going to be fined 50 quid. The union are going to pay it, and you'll be home by dinner time. And 4 of the lads took the deal, and me and Desi Warren refused. And give the other 4 their duty, said, well, if you're not pleading, you're pleading not guilty, we're pleading not guilty. And they did. The trial lasted 55 days. I was in the witness box for 3 days, and in them days, in the 70s, the trial cost over £1 million. And when the jury were out, they were out overnight, they couldn't come to a decision. So the judge said, we will accept a majority decision. And they were told by one of the ushers, I don't know what you're worried about. If they're found guilty, they're only going to get fined 50 quid, and the union's going to pay it. And so 2 of them changed their mind. So when we were found guilty on a majority verdict, and they started handing the sentences out, 2 of the jurymen jumped up and started fighting in the jury box, and actually left the courtroom. And they had to be dragged back because Desi still had to be sentenced. Now, Desi Warren got the worst sentence of the lot of us. But I'm telling you this, they couldn't have wished for 2 worse fellas to go to jail than me and Desi Warren, because we weren't having it. From the word go, we said, we made a pact, we said we won't soldier, we won't do what we're told, we'll just get on with it. So as you know, you probably read the book, we wouldn't wear clothes, we used to shit on the floor, we couldn't have visits, we never rang the bell, we never shut our own cell door, ever, ever, ever. And then in the end I was told I had to come out, and I still had a bit of time to do. And I said, I can't, I've lost all we missed, we've lost everything. He said, if you don't come out, Desi's got another year to do and he'll die in prison. Now, I'm not making this up. This is all minuted. If you don't come out, Desi will die in jail. So obviously there's a lot went on, and you know, me and Desi fell out temporarily because he thought I was breaking the pact. Little did he know I was under orders to come out. And I never spoke to Desi for 9 years because I couldn't tell him what had gone on. But thank God, before he died, someone told him what had happened, and we made it up, and it ended fabulous. And you know what? When we buried Desi, who died from drug-induced Parkinson's, by the way, drug-induced Parkinson's from the drugs he received in the neck. And recently we've been trying to get his prison records, his health records, and we can't because they've gone missing or they're lost. Now, Desi was given a small amount of compensation after he came out of jail. It was only a few £1,000, I don't know what it was, but he had to sign a disclaimer. So there's lots that have gone on that you good people down there don't know about. There's friends down there who know more about this case than me. Lads who've come all the way up from London. Mick Abbott has spent 30 odd years proclaiming our innocence and travelling the country, and I can't thank him enough. But what I am going to do is, I'm saying it here now, we've got the press here, we've got newspaper reporters here, we've got the television cameras here. I stood here last year with Arthur Scargill, and they gave it, and we said what we were going to do and what we're going to do. And the next day in the paper, the Chief Constable of here, of Shrewsbury, put a damning report in the paper in the Shropshire Star saying that we were guilty. So I'm challenging him now. I'm challenging him now, for my sake, and for your sake, and for the people of Shrewsbury. At his time, at his place, anywhere he wants in this town, to have a public debate with me to see whether the trial was legal. He can bring out all the facts and figures that he wants, and we'll bring out some of our facts and figures, and why it shouldn't have never have happened, and why when they knew they were guilty. And what about the little letter from Downing Street as the jury were in the jury room ready to pronounce the verdict? And a message came from Downing Street, which the junior, Maurice Jr. took. And it said, tell the judge, under no circumstances must these men be jailed. Now, I'm not making this up. And I've actually spoke to Maurice Drake, who's in his 90s now, who actually wrote to me. The man who prosecuted me, the man who sent me to jail, actually wrote to me in a beautiful letter, a lovely letter. He said, the only thing is, I'm sorry we can't discuss the case, but I've watched your career and made up for you, you've done well. So I said to him on the telephone, which is recorded, it's all there on tape for the television cameras, we've got it there in the archives. I said, was there a message sent to you to inform the judge under no circumstances send these men to jail? He said, yes. And I said, what did you do with it? He said, I withheld it. So right from the start, the political interference should have made that trial null and void. Brothers and sisters, I can thank you once again for turning up today. But Chief Constable, wherever you are, wherever your agent provocateurs are in the crowd, take the message back to him. Put up or shut up!